Alright, it is I, the 11-minute video merchant, back at it again. Sorry for not uploading yesterday. I was too caught up watching like 16 hours of football. But before I get started here, if you like underrated champions, if you like consuming planets, because that's one of my favorite pastimes, be sure to subscribe because we are on the road to 19,000 and I cannot get there without y'all. But now let's talk about the other guy in this room that likes to eat planets. Not me, because I was already mentioned. I'm talking about Galan here. Galan, he has had quite a career in Mcoc, I would say. He started off as a champion that wasn't talked about that much because of Quicksilver and the popularity of Quicksilver, because they came out during the same month. But then as time progressed, people realized that, hey, this champion is nuts. He is really, really powerful because of his form of damage. And look at the damage here. It just completely bypasses the other protection phases of Deathless Thanos. That is absolutely unreal. And it was a sub 1 minute takedown of a very, very annoying stall defender in Deathless Thanos. So as you could obviously tell, this champion is still absolutely insane and just absolutely incredible. But there was a time period where this champion just really wasn't in the mix and people honestly were calling him mediocre. And do I agree with, those opinions? Probably not. I would say that this champion has always been good throughout any time period in this game. But I could see the arguments because sometimes he just really wasn't needed and you just really didn't have a use for what he brought to the table. However, in this day and age, in this day and age where there are champions that have protection, that have damage caps, an ability like the Harvest is just so impactful and just so important. And for that reason, this champion is absolutely back. He is absolutely frying champs like Thanos, Photon, Yelena. I think I have an Onslaught in this video as well. Just plenty of fights in the meta that he is very, very good for. But you know me, it's not always about the meta, right? It's just about the feel of the character. How fun are they? Do they need a spotlight? Are they currently in the mix? And the answer for Galan is honestly maybe not. I think he's gotten plenty of spotlights as of recently, especially with like some of the Battlegrounds nodes and some of the Battlegrounds metas that really just let him be an absolute deity. But I just wanted to make this video because if you just didn't know, well, hopefully now you know that this champion is most definitely back. In some metas, he is just the best character for that meta. And it's honestly just an insane turnaround because I feel like just a few months back before the 7-star came out, we just weren't talking about this character and like he just wasn't really used at all. And I saw a lot of like, okay, yeah, Galan's just mid at this point, doesn't even deserve a spot in a Battlegrounds deck. And now the narrative has just changed completely. He is a, I would dare say, must-have champion. And that might be a hot take, but I honestly think that this character just provides so much value for a roster because what he has to offer extends to pretty much every single class in this game. He's not just this tech champion merchant that needs to have armor ups or power drain to pop off. He does obviously do insane in those matchups, and you'll see that in this video, but the Harvest is just so impactful for so many different meta defenders that he is just such an asset. He really is just such an asset to a Battlegrounds roster, to just an account in general, because he can put up really good numbers in like act content, even in Alliance War especially. Oh, this champion is insane for Alliance War because of the utility that he offers. Like being a cosmic character and being immune to nullify, that is absolutely absurd. Having access to the power burn immunity, which you are seeing in this fight, and by the way, this fight is a 15-second rank 4 versus rank 4 matchup, so that should just tell you everything you have to know about this character in these types of scenarios. And the craziest part is, yeah, 15 seconds is unreal, and that is just not fair, obviously. And I had to take a screenshot even. That's how crazy it was. I had to screenshot that thing. But to do that and then just like turn the other way, do like a sub 50-second takedown of Yelena, of Photon, of Onslaught, that is just absurd, because some champions, they specialize in one category, but they struggle to extend beyond that. Like for example, Solvark, insane numbers and scores versus mutant characters. You put him against any other class, he will just completely flop. Galan, he puts up like 15-second, 30-second tech champion fights. He turns the other way, just takes down Photon in 40, takes down Yelena in sub 50. It's just so good. It's really just so good. And I put these fights in this video to show like what he was used for at first, because he was at first made to hard counter Penny Parker, right? Like that's a no-brainer. You saw the fight time. He is insane for that matchup. And then as time progressed, it was like, hey, this champion, not just for Penny Parker, he takes fights such as Thing, who was a very big problem back in the day, and he still is quite problematic. A lot of players, a lot of high-end Celestial 4 players, have a rank 4 Thing because of his stall value and his defensive value as a whole. And hey, fair play to Thing for having this much value still in 2025, but let me tell you what, Galan is right up there when it comes to having that value after a few years, because he just one-shot that Thing right there, and that was what, a hardly above 40-second fight. But now I have a bit of Act 9, and I have a bit of a cheese matchup to kick off Act 9, because a lot of people do wonder how this champion does in the higher health pools, when one harvest just isn't enough to get down the opponent. And it's a valid concern, because obviously he is known to just be that really fast and that really efficient burst character. But when you don't have that burst to one-shot the opponent, how does the aftermath of that look like? How does building back up to it look like? And the answer is, it's really just fine. There really isn't much to worry about, especially in a matchup that he is targeted for, like Viv Vision and any other armor up or power drain matchup. And it kind of does ease the concern for me, because he is doing really fine in his target matchups, even with those higher health pools. But then there's a new question. How does he do when he can't gain that extra harvest? Because gaining that extra harvest in those target matchups is what makes the fights fast against those higher health pools. But what if that's just not possible? Well, the answer is he's still very good in these matchups, because his damage output, all in all, without any other bonus, it's just good. He's a good damage dealer. His form of damage output might not be ideal for these types of matchups, but a couple of rotations, it doesn't really hurt anyone, especially Galan. Galan is a-okay doing another harvest, because that's just how easy it is to ramp up this champion, to build this champion. There is honestly zero struggle with this character. And I also must say, he is still a very good cosmic champion, in the sense that he still has a ton of cosmic tropes. What am I talking about? Well, first of all, he has a ton of buffs, and on top of that, he is one of the very few, I think he might be the only cosmic champion immune to nullify just at all times. That is incredible utility. It makes him stand out from the cosmic class. Additionally, he has immunity to power control for the most part. I think all but power steal. That is great cosmic utility as well, and he usually just fits the bill for cosmic nodes very easily. So for that reason, I think that he is just a great champion all around, even in these higher health pools, because in these types of matchups, there are usually like cosmic tropes that you must have to be able to do this fight, and he usually has the cosmic tropes, because like I said, he has buffs, he has the immunities. He's good, man. He is good. He has a ton of tropes out there ready to combat these Act 9 and Act 8, or like whatever piece of content you want to talk about. He usually has the answer. So for that reason, I think this champion is still just absolutely incredible. And now to close out this, let me check, 11-minute video, who would have thought, we have this Shuri boss, and this Shuri boss is just incredible for Galan because there are just so many armor ups to take advantage of. And additionally, this fight has 1 million plus health, so if Galan can do this within a reasonable amount of time, it really does send a message, I guess, to like the people that doubt this character against these higher health pools. And there's the first harvest. Full harvest, gets down about half the health, and now we're absolutely cooking because, yeah, Shuri, she's gonna go down a whole lot faster now after we drop this SP1. Or no, we're gonna play it smart. We're gonna wait a little bit, bait out the special attack, then we're gonna go back in, drop the relic into the heavy attack now. Then we go for the special attack too, after we bait this out, and then this should honestly do it, because here's the thing, the SP2 has a DOT, a very, very strong DOT, and now I can just wait it out, and while the protection is back up, and we are degenning, I think we're gonna win this DOT race. So we just let it play through, and that was 1 minute and 10 seconds. Incredible fight time for a boss that has over 1 million health. Of course, there were factors that really helped Galan, obviously, right, because of all the armor ups, but it was still a very, very good takedown of a very, very challenging boss. But yeah, Galan, he's back. I could honestly say that he's been back. He's been so impactful in some Battlegrounds metas, and it's nice to see a character as cool as Galan have such a triumphant return to the meta, and I think he's here to stay. So let me know your thoughts on Galan as a 7-star, and yeah, that's about it for me.